Hi everybody and welcome to today's BASE webinar. I've got Sarah Barry with me from Bucks University who's going to talk about the latest degree programme that they have, an online degree programme, Aviation Management for Professionals. Before I hand over to Sarah, I'd just like to introduce myself. I'm Jo, I'm the co-founder of BASE and I've been in aviation for around 15 years now. We run these regular webinars almost weekly, so please join us on our website to keep updated with the latest ones. You can also follow us on Facebook as well. So this webinar will be delivered through a short presentation with Sarah, but please take the opportunity to answer, to ask any questions that you may have as we go through. There's a chat box, a chat function. So please feel free to type out any questions and then I will pose them to Sarah at the end of her presentation. Okay, Sarah, over to you.
Thanks very much. Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Barry. I am the course leader for the Aviation Management for Professionals Bachelor's Honours degree at Buckinghamshire University. The course is entirely online and it's asynchronous, so there's no set times or days for the course, for lectures. You can dip into the course whenever you are free, so it fits in with a lot of people's rosters. We have a lot of pilots on this course, particularly this year, but we have other aviation professionals as well, people working in associated companies, pilots, cabin crew, engineers, and then in ground handling companies, corporate aviation, a whole range really. So I'm really just here to tell you about the course and as Jo said at the end, answer any questions for you. So I haven't used this before. Let me just check. I can go on to the next slide. There we go. So we've been doing aviation at Bucks, been running courses for over 20 years now. We have a building in High Wycombe. We are a real university, and we also do a lot of degrees which incorporate pilot training. We also do master's degrees. We don't yet have a fully distance master's degree, but we are hoping to have one maybe as soon as September next year. So we are working on that at the moment. Excuse me. So this is just a little bit about sort of what we do. As I say, mainly aviation degrees for pilots, but we are also bringing the management side. We have a whole management school as well, and we link the two together on this course. You can look online at excuse me. You look online at the Buckinghamshire University website, and if you do a search for Aviation Management for Professionals, it will come up. We run the course with 2 start dates every year. First one is September, and then the next one that we're running will be in February of next year. So a couple of months, not even that long probably, until we start. It starts on February the 1st, so just over a month really, isn't it, to go. Until that starts. You can register for it now, and with either the February or September start date, you don't pay until a couple of weeks into the course. So you can register. Obviously you have to put your application in. We will approve that. That normally comes to myself. We will check your application meets our entry criteria, and if so, we'll register you. You'll start the course, and then once you're happy and you've had a look around, you've started the course. Usually a couple of weeks after the start of the course, you'll get an invoice, and you can pay in instalments as well. So just to put that out there, because they're common questions I tend to get asked. Our website, I'm not sure if this slideshow is going to come up or be online for you on the website, but this is our web address for the page that you need. So some of you are probably working in aviation already at various different roles, and as I say, we do have a range of people. It's not only pilots who come on our course, and we cover a range of subjects as well. We're just doing sustainability at the moment. We've got some of our students are doing their dissertation. We've got others who have just started that, and then we also look at finance, strategy, all sorts of different things really, which you may have heard of, but perhaps don't know the whole details of. And we're there to kind of fill in the gaps really. We do sometimes change the modules as well as we go through. It's possible that we might have one change of a module within the next year, but it's all along the same sort of lines, different aspects of aviation. We also do courses for military personnel. We have a whole department that does various courses for the military as well. And this photo is taken outside of the new part of our university campus in High Wycombe. It's very, very close to town. And even though you're doing the distance course, you're more than welcome to come on campus at any time, obviously COVID restrictions permitting. So a little bit about the course itself. It's a full-time 1-year course. So when we say 12 months, usually with university, it runs in the semesters. We have lots of holidays, lots of breaks. But this course, it pretty much runs throughout the whole time so that it fits in with your work. There's 5 modules. We run 2 modules in February, 2 modules in September. And then throughout the whole year, you'll be doing a dissertation. It's 10,000 words on any aviation-related subjects. And obviously, we support you. We help you through it. We give you a supervisor. And we have meetings like this. I'm doing a lot of this at the moment, obviously, online and by email, etc. We use whatever facilities suit, really, and at times to suit yourself. So we also have group sessions, discussion boards, things like this, where students can talk to each other, and we use informal methods as well. So a lot of students are working together, which is great, makes it seem a little bit more like it's not just you on the course, which I know sometimes when you're online it can feel like that. We do find with students coming on this course, it is, as I say, aviation management for professionals. So we find that people don't have the academic background. They may have left school many years ago, or they may have only fairly recently left school, but we find that it's the knowledge of the industry is there, but the academic skills are perhaps not quite as good. And a lot of people are worried when they come on the course. They go, oh my goodness, I haven't studied for many years. I don't know how do I write a report? And we're here to help with that. We completely understand it. The lecturers running the course are generally those who've worked in industry. We have pilots, we have various different industry professionals who are your lecturers on the course. So we get it. We understand the industry. We've been there, we've done it. I'm still working at the moment as a pilot part-time, as well as doing this course. So we do understand what it's like to try and to balance work along with study and the skills that you're going to need. And it is a little bit of a learning curve, quite steep at the beginning when you're trying to work out about academic papers. How do you find them? How do you work with an online library? Things like this we can help you with. Degree itself, why do a degree? Well, hopefully you're here because you're interested in doing a degree anyway. For a lot of people, I think we perhaps went straight into flying or straight into aviation, perhaps left school quite early. And now we're thinking actually it might be quite useful to have a degree, even if just as something to fall back on or perhaps for a promotion. To move forward. So this is quite a good way to do it because it's just 1 year and it's equivalent to the 3rd year of a standard 3-year honours degree. The 1st and 2nd year, we take that, your knowledge, we make that kind of equivalent to the 1st and 2nd year. So we take that as read and then you just come in at 3rd year level, straight in for a full year's course. So it's quite intense, but we try and help you through obviously as much as we can. This is our sort of 4 pillars, if you like, different things we're looking at. When you emerge from the course, hopefully you will have improved on your skills in these different areas. We do run it as a management course, so there's leadership skills we're looking for as well. We're looking to improve your academic writing skills. And when I say academic, that also applies to business. So if the company comes to you and says, should we go for Airbus or should we go for Boeing for our next fleet change? And you sort of go, well, where do I start to do that? You have your own view, but you will know how to go and research it, how to go and write a report on that. And that's the kind of skills we want you to emerge with at the end of the course. As I say, we've got the permanent building in High Wycombe. We've got, I think I don't even know how many students are here at the moment. I know we've got about 80 first years going through at the moment. They're doing their private pilot license alongside the degree. It's been a crazy year for our existing students with all the COVID stoppages, but most of those are still on track. We put all sorts of things in place, kept them going through, and obviously everyone's at different stages, just depending what's happened really. But we've got a fantastic alumni association. A lot of our past students we'll come back in and talk to our current students. We'll run special seminars for them. And our new students, it works really well just to have that contact. We've got, I think, about 300 or 400 members active on the association at the moment. So again, it's a good way to link with others in the industry. And we do have, when I say global reach, we do have students from all around the world on this course, certainly, but also on our standard courses at High Wycombe. We have a lot of European students, a lot of students, well, all over really, that come to us. So yeah, it's nice to have that global reach. There we go, a real building again. Guest lecturers obviously were coming into the university to speak, but we're doing a lot online now, which is great, either pre-recorded, but most of them are live. And then we'll advertise those to you. If you can make it, great. You don't have to come. And we do try and record the meetings where we can as well. So that can just give a bit of added insights. We had something like we were doing on the sustainability module. We had the Heathrow Airport sustainability manager come in and give us a talk, which is fantastic. We've had one of the founders of EasyJet came in and gave a talk. So we have all different aspects that we look at, and they can just put a different angle on it and bring it to life a little bit and link it with the industry. This is one of our previous students, Darren. He's been in quite a lot. He's quite active in our Alumni Association. He enjoys coming in, talking to the first years who are coming in to be pilots, and also doing various guest lectures for us. So this is the structure of the course. As you can see, in September, we've got aviation sustainability and the airline business. They're running at the moment. They run through to the end of January. And then we start with 2 new modules in February. At the moment, it's globalisation of the aviation industry and airline strategy and finance. Globalisation of the aviation industry, that may well change for the following February. We also run the dissertational year, and you get your own personal tutor, which is usually myself. I look after all the students on the course. So any problems you have, any queries, anything that's not quite working for you, then I'm available to you. I'd say most people will email, but again, I'm happy to talk online, whichever works for you, really. So you've always got someone to go to, as you would if you were at university, at the campus itself. And if you live nearby or you're passing through, you can drop in. It's no problem whatsoever. You can get a student ID. You are a student with us. It's no different that you're online, and you can certainly come in. And some people do that. They come and use the library or the facilities. We're pretty much in the centre of High Wycombe in Buckinghamshire. So our graduates, obviously, we have a lot of pilots in training going through, but also managers and all sorts of roles that people take on in different in different airlines and aviation companies, ground handling companies as well. We've got training captains in corporate operators, a whole range really over the years. Finance is always a big question. At the moment, the course is £7,400. That's the current price. That will be for the February course. I don't know. I haven't heard that it's changing, but I'm not sure for September 21 if that will change at all. The only thing you need is obviously internet connection. You'll need to have some sort of iPad or laptop or tablets so that you can connect with us and use our system. All the submissions of coursework, they go online. So you obviously need a good internet connection to be able to upload your assignments. And they're marked online as well. And of course, for research. Now, you may think, actually, I'm going to allow a little bit of money for books. Some people prefer to have a book rather than anything else. Or you might want to spend some money getting a new tablet. But other than that, there's no real extra costs as such. If you've never done a degree, you may find that you can get some financing for it. I don't know a lot about that, I'm afraid, but there is a page on the website that can help you with that. You can pay in instalments. It's normally 3 instalments during the year. Once you've checked the course out and you're happy, then you can officially enroll, and that's when you get billed. So it's a try before you buy kind of a thing. And my contact details, I've got my own email, which I'm more than happy for you to contact me on, or you can also email our admissions department direct and they can give you further information, or if you've got any problems with applying or doing your application form, by all means email them. You can also call the university, although there's not many staff in at the moment over Christmas. Once we start back in the new year, we have got people actually in the building. I know a lot of places are shut down, but we do have people certainly in admissions and the various other departments. So that is through that, I know, a very quick summary for you, but please ask any questions either in the chat or I'm not sure if you can actually come on and talk, but I'm happy to answer anything for you.
Thank you very much for that, Sarah. Yeah, please feel free to put any questions that you may have in the chat box, and we'll just wait a few minutes just to see if any of those come through. No, it's really interesting, Sarah, really interesting presentation about the degree.
Thank you.
In terms of prerequisites for it, if anybody is thinking, would I be successful with applying?
Yeah.
Could you run through those?
And again, you can find it on the website, but I'll just read out a couple of the categories that we're looking for. So aviation professionals holding a license, such as an engineering license or a commercial pilot license, or air traffic controller, again, we accept. Students who've got a foundation degree or an HND in any subjects, again, we can take those students. If you haven't got that already, then if you've got 5 years experience working in aviation with at least 2 years as a supervisor or a manager, again, you would be acceptable to us. Or if you're working in transport or logistics, again, with 5 years experience, it's similar sort of things that we're looking for. Military personnel as well. Who've got, I'm just reading this from the sheet, I apologise, but military personnel who've got foundation degree or HND as well. But we do take, that is just sort of a baseline really, and we will look at the individual, and normally the applications come to myself, so I will review it as a whole, depending on what you've done.
Fantastic. And is there any interview or anything like that
We don't have an interview for this course, not at all. We just review the application form. Sometimes we will come back to you if we're not completely sure or you don't quite meet the criteria, then we do give you the option to provide further evidence for us, which could include an interview, just to see whether you're suitable for the course, because it's quite an intensive course and we don't want people to start it and then start to realise that actually it's a little bit of a stretch. We want you to be able to cope with the course. And although there's a lot of support, there's still a lot of work involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think sort of final question, in terms of the February start date, is it too late for somebody to apply and be accepted?
No. Not at all. We do accept applications pretty much up to the start dates. Obviously, the earlier you can get it in, the easier it is, because you have to go through the application process. We have to get you onto the university system so you can access the course. And if you start a bit late, you always find you're just running behind a little bit with that as well. I also meant to mention that we are looking at running a master's course fully distance as well. We don't actually have that up and running just yet. We run master's courses at the university, but not a fully distance one. And I'm hoping that may be available by September 21. But if you are interested, do email me, do contact me, let me know, because we are keeping a list for those students as well.
Lovely. And we've got a question here. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for the initial info. I'm looking at some further education this year, as have been stood down by BA. I've spoken with Cranfield regarding their MSc courses, and they're offering a significant bursary for us folks who have had salaries chopped as a result of COVID. Are books offering any bursaries?
I think we do have some bursaries available. It's on the website. I don't know the full details, but I think if you put in bursary into the search bar on the Bucks New Uni website, it will come up and give you the information for those.
Lovely. Great. Thank you for that. Any last questions for Sarah? Oh, here we go. So there's one that's just come through here. Also, what does full-time look like? I'm considering coupling some education with a job outside flying until flying returns. Is it possible to study and work a good question.
Most of our students are working full-time. Most of them are working in aviation, so shift work. It obviously depends. Every student is different because everyone's got a different background. So like some people will come in and they're doing sustainability, and perhaps that's part of their role already. And so they find that quite easy. So they may only need to spend a couple of hours a week, if that, doing that subject because they know a lot about it already. Other people might come in and have no background in any of the modules, in which case they're going to be working a lot harder. And the more you put in, the higher your marks tend to be. So people, obviously you can scrape through and get a pass with the actual minimal work, but the more hours you have available, the better. It is based on a full-time course, but the hours are up to you. Every week there will be a couple of hours of lectures, there'll be seminars, and there'll be your research that you'll be doing yourself as well. So it's variable, and if you've got 1 week that's busy, 1 week that's quiet because you're doing shift work, you can certainly be flexible with that and have a quiet time at university when you're busy working, and then perhaps when you've got some days off, just go at it full time. And you should be able to keep up with it in that way. As I say, most of our students are working full-time rosters or full-time in aviation around the course. It's a bit different at the moment, a lot of people on furlough, so slightly different, but usually people are working. And if it becomes very, very busy, we sometimes have people say, oh, I've got a promotion or a type rating or something else has come up, then you can suspend the course. And what you can do is put a hold on it. So you just say to us, look, I've got this coming up, can I just put a pause on the course? And we will pause it for you for up to a year, and then you can come back. There's no cost involved as long as you complete everything within a maximum of 2 years. Whilst you're suspended, you don't have any access to the course, but it just means it might get you through that busy period, and then you can come back again. And obviously, whilst you're suspended, you would be able to keep working on your dissertation and looking at that. So a few options available. We try and work with you to help you, as I say, help you get through it within the confines of the course rules.
Okay, brilliant. Well, I'll just wait a second just in case there's any questions, but I hope that's answered your questions okay, Steve. And yeah, Sarah, if you want to get in touch with Sarah or the team, yeah, if you can visit the website. I'm sure, Sarah, if any questions come up after today when you're considering your options, then I'm sure Sarah will be very happy to take any questions.
Of course.
So this presentation, if anybody is interested in revisiting the content or knows someone who may also be interested in the degree, it will be available on our YouTube channel and also our website from tomorrow, so that you can recap and also forward on to anyone who you think might be interested. Great. Well, I don't think there's any more questions for you today, Sarah. So thank you so much for coming on. It's been really interesting.
Much. Thank you.
Take care and Happy New Year, everybody.
Yep. Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye now.